A couple of weeks ago, the visit I had was from my deceased mother, who's in the heavens above now for a few decades. She said three words: bad things coming. My mother was on the other side of a door. I was in the hallway. She was in a room, or what perceived to be a room. Remember, the spiritual world gives us reference points so we can understand. So I don't think I was in some uh, house in heaven, but I was certainly in a dimension for sure. However, the seriousness of that, my mother coming and saying those words, my first recollection is that referring to me personally? Could be. But as your minister, as your prophet, as your teacher, as your leader, it's now for us, Many Mansions Ministry, and the world at large. And for those, again, who are watching us perhaps for the first time, we ask you to join with us. We have a motto: faith is built upon belief, and belief is built upon evidence. And when you have evidence of the spiritual realms, and when you have evidence that you're able to communicate with divine beings, angels, teachers, divine beings who come in your dreams or in your meditations, and other experiences, then you will have evidence that will help you on your spiritual path. The information will always be practical, as in this case. I'm expecting October to be a very difficult time. We're going to see the price of the precious metals go through the moon. That's always a sign or an indicator of great conflicts coming. And there's a flight to security. And we have, for many years, if not decades, spoken of this time. I've certainly written about it in my books. But as we see the metals go up, it's a time of uncertainty, a flight to security, if you will. And therefore, as we have said many times before, it would be helpful if you had precious metal coins to help you get through these uncertain times. We are expecting outages of the internet worldwide. Maybe this month, maybe not. And therefore, always be prepared with some groceries that will sustain you for several weeks or months. Make sure they're not perishable and keep them on hand. We have been talking about this for a few years now. But this might be the time to have a little extra in the house. October the 7th, the anniversary of that terrible slaughter of innocents in Israel. It's a foreboding time. We see that the Middle East is on the verge of perhaps nuclear conflict. Not because it's intellectually proper to say that, but several of us have had an explosion with a mushroom cloud. Again, this is a predicted and prophetic vision of the future that has been given, which means it is supposed to happen. Now, I'm going to ask you to pray today and for tomorrow, prayers of peace, with the understanding, as much as I know, that if we have to go through a difficult time, prayer will mitigate it, shorten it, reduce its effects, and will save the innocent wherever it is possible.